how can I be sincere? If I'm carrying out a good deed, am I allowed to inform others? What if I do a good deed and then others praise me for this good deed? Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Welcome to a new series. Bi'idhnillah, we'll be discussing A'malul Qulub, the actions and deeds performed by the heart. The Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, "Ala wa inna fil jasadi mudghah." Alas, in the body there is a piece of flesh. إذا صلحت صلح الجسد كله. If it is sound, then the whole body is sound and healthy. وإذا فسدت فسد الجسد كله. And if it is corrupt, then the whole body is corrupted. ألا وهي القلب. Alas, it is the heart. The most important deed and act of worship performed in the heart is that of Ikhlas and sincerity. You find that a person may carry out a small deed. However, due to his sincerity, the reward of it is magnified. Allah Jalla wa Ala says in the Quran, "Wallahu yudha'ifu liman yasha." Allah multiplies the reward for whomsoever He wishes. Ibn Kathir rahimahullah says this is according to a person's ikhlas. Abdullah ibn al-Mubarak rahimahullah, he says, رُبَّ عَمَلٍ صَغِيرٍ تُعَظِّمُهُ النِّيَّةِ. There may be a good deed which is small, however it is magnified due to the person's intention. وَرُبَّ عَمَلٍ كَبِيرٍ تُصَغِّرُهُ النِّيَّةِ. And there may be a big deed, a person who's carried out a deed which seems to be major, however its reward is minimized due to the person's intention. When translating Ikhlas, generally people say it is sincerity. Some of the scholars also define Ikhlas as when a person's acts of worship that are apparent are equal to those acts of worship that he carries out in private. So for example, if you find a person performing salah in the best of manner in front of everybody else in public, and he also performs his salah in the best possible manner when in private, then bi'idhnillah he is sincere. Another definition is a person who is sincere is the one who carries out an act of worship, and when he does it, he only hopes that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala witnesses that act, and he only hopes in the reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Praising the people of Jannah, Allah Jalla wa Ala mentions that they have this quality, the quality of sincerity. They say, إِنَّمَا نُطْعِمُكُمْ لِوَجْهِ اللَّهِ. When feeding the poor and those who are in need, they say, we feed you only for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. لا نريد منكم جزاء ولا شكورا. We do not want any reward or recompense, nor do we want any thanks. From the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the one who intends sincerely to do a good deed and he is prevented, he is still rewarded. That's why in the hadith, the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam says, فَمَنْ هَمَّ بِحَسَنَةٍ فَلَمْ يَعْمَلْهَا كَتَبَهَا اللَّهُ عِنْدَهُ حَسَنَةً كَامِلَةً. Whoever intends to do a good deed, however he's unable to do it, he doesn't do it, Allah Jalla wa Ala writes him one full reward. Also, from the virtue and kindness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is a person who may be carrying out his normal day-to-day activities, normal routine activities. If he has the correct intention, he is able to turn what he does regularly into acts of worship. The Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam says in a hadith that there is no morsel of food that a person puts in the mouth of his wife or he feeds his family except that he is rewarded on condition that he hopes in the reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, i.e. he is sincere. He is doing something that he has to do, but he's a step above where he's also intending it as an act of worship. So similarly, anything that you do that is of benefit, or it may be mubah, something permissible, rectify your intention, refine your intention, and bi'idhnillah, it becomes a good deed. A person may ask, how can I be sincere? There are many different ways. Inshallah, we'll mention three. The first is to make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ask Him to make you from those who are sincere and carry out acts of worship for His sake. At the end of the day, He is the one who is the king, the one who is in control. So ask Him to make you sincere. The second is to bear in mind and to understand that if a person is carrying out acts of worship in order for approval or praise from the people, then these people do not own any goodness and they cannot benefit you in any way if Allah Jalla wa Ala has not decided. So they own nothing. And also on the day of Qiyamah, everybody will be helpless. So what's the point in trying to impress another human being when they are unable to benefit you in any way? Thirdly, a person tries their best to have a secret good deed between themselves and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Nobody else knows about. It may be charity, it may be performing extra salah, it may be reading the Quran, etc. Without anybody knowing. That, bi'idhnillah, without anybody knowing, trains a person and helps him to be sincere. And when you need your good deeds the most, imagine on the day of Qiyamah where you are in need of a good deed. You may have forgotten about it, but Allah Jalla wa Ala doesn't forget about it, and the fact that He is the only one who knew about it, and bi'idhnillah you were sincere, that good deed will help you. Two common questions that come up when speaking about sincerity. A person may say, if I'm carrying out a good deed, am I allowed to inform others? The default and the general ruling is you keep your good deeds between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's the default. However, at times it may be of benefit for others to know about your good deed, especially if they are going to learn from you and follow your example. That's why Allah Jalla wa Ala says when speaking about Sadaqah, voluntary charity, in tubdu sadaqati fani'immahi. If you give the Sadaqah whilst making it apparent, then it's still a good sadaqah. وَإِن تُخْفُوهَا وَتُؤْتُوهَا الْفُقَرَاءَ فَهُوَ خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ. If you hide it and you give the poor, nobody else knows about it, then it's even better. So generally, the default is to hide your good deeds. However, at times, it may be better to make others or to inform others about it, especially if it's hoped that they will follow suit. A second common question that comes up when speaking about sincerity is, what if I do a good deed and then others praise me for this good deed? As long as you are sincere, then this doesn't harm you in any way. The Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam was asked about this, and he says, "Tilka ajilu bushra al-mu'min." These are glad tidings which have come quickly for a believer. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us from those who are sincere.